Thank you for joining us for Rhode Island Hospitality Association's new member orientation webinar. If you are joining, then I already know that you are super passionate about the industry, about your business, and we look forward to explaining what the Hospitality Association does and how you can get involved and see what benefits we can offer to you. So over the next few minutes, that is my goal. Here we go. So Rhode Island Hospitality Association is one enterprise with 3 companies. We are the Hospitality Association, which is a 501c6. That is a designation given to organizations that promote its members' interest without the goal of making a profit. We also have the Hospitality Education Foundation, a traditional 501c3, probably more common. And that's just a nonprofit with a goal of educating the industry and the future of the industry. We also have political action committees where we can raise money that will support our advocacy goals and legislators. We are made up of 900 hospitality businesses, about 550 restaurants, 78 hotels. Those are who we consider our core members, anyone that's in the food service or lodging industry specifically. And then allied members are anyone that's a vendor that sells a good or a service to the industry. This is our team. We're a small team, but we get a lot done and we are very committed to you. Heather Singleton is our interim president and CEO. She's been with the association for over 25 years, started as an intern and is now leading the association forward. And here is the rest of the team as well. So the 5 pillars of what the association does are advocacy, education, savings, communication, and events. So we're going to get into that, starting with advocacy. So we are a nonpartisan association. We take a nonpartisan political approach, and what that means is that we don't side with either party. We support anyone that has a good idea for the industry. We represent you as a business owner and operator, as opposed to your employees. And we do this by tracking over 400 pieces of legislation each year. We know there's no way that you would have time to do that. So we do that work for you. This is both statewide and nationwide. We have 2 partners, the National Restaurant Association and the American Hotel and Lodging Association, and we work with them on national legislation. These are a few examples of events that we host specifically for advocacy. So our goal is to introduce you to your legislators and help you develop your own relationship. So whether there's something positive going on or whether we need their help, we already have a relationship there. On the right side, that is a photo of an event called Get Served that we have every spring, where we bring in legislators and invite our members to come and get served breakfast or lunch by legislators. The top left is a photo of a few industry leaders going to DC to represent hoteliers. And the bottom left is what we call our Phone to Action program. This is a text alert that you can sign up for. So if there's a big piece of legislation where we want your opinion, we send you a text and say, hey, this is what's going on. In this situation, we were looking for economic relief for the industry. So we said, here's what's going on. If you are passionate about this and you want economic relief, click here, fill out your information, and this will send a pre-written letter to your legislators from you. We have kitchen cabinet meetings. They meet about 8 times a year, and this is where we discuss our advocacy council, best practices, and new ideas for the industry. Right there is a text number. So if you would like to be added, you can text RIHA member to 52886. We also have town hall meetings where we invite our whole members to come in. And for example, we recently had a meeting where we brought in the head of the Department of Labor and Training, and he just sat there, asked questions, answered questions, and partnered with business owners on how the DLT can better support the hospitality industry. At the end of the meeting, he actually gave out a cell phone number and said, if you have problems, issues, ideas, please call me. We have a hospitality law center as well. So this is basically a hub. If you are looking to run a compliant business, this is a hub of resources for you. to help you do that. So whether it's you're trying to understand what's the difference with service dogs and emotional support dogs, and are they the same? Here's, here's the answer to that. If you're trying to understand the difference between tips versus a service charge, there's an answer for that. If you don't see an answer there, you can email your question in to us. We have an attorney that answers these questions for us. And then what we'll do is take your name and business out, and we'll send the answer to the whole membership. Because if you have a question, chances are you're not the only one. We will also send out updates on legislation. For example, minimum wage that's changing at the end of the year. We'll send you an email in the end of December to say, hey, don't forget, minimum wage is going up. Here's what it looks like for the tipped wage and tip credit, and here's what it looks like for regular wages. If we were meeting in person, which I wish we were, having a cup of coffee, we would chat about questions, but we'll move along since this is a recording. Next is our Hospitality Education Foundation. So this is basically our efforts to develop a pipeline of industry workforce long-term. So we start in middle schools and high schools to present hospitality as a career path. As you know, sports, music, everything is hitting kids at such a younger age than it used to. So our efforts here are for the child that's not going to become a professional athlete, a doctor, or a lawyer, great jobs in the industry, and we want to present that to them so they can consider this as they're going through school. We also have a hospitality training academy where we offer about 20 different training courses for hospitality businesses. That would include serve safe, food safety, alcohol safety. We have a course on coaching for first-time managers. So say you promoted a bartender to be a supervisor 1 or 2 nights a week, but they need some help with their leadership and their management styles. We can come in, we can train them while you're running a business. We also work in, like I said, high schools with culinary arts, food service, and hotel management education, which we'll get into in a moment. Here are some photos from our annual competition where the students from those programs will come in. Hospitality students will present a business plan. Culinary students will cook live in front of judges. It's kind of like Chopped for kids, except they come in with their menu, with their food, they cook live, and here's some photos from that event. ProStart is either a 2 or a 4-year certification program. It's nationwide, and it's for high school students to develop culinary and restaurant management skills. Hospitality and tourism management is a 2-year certification program that introduces high school students to the world of hospitality. This year we gave out $750,000 in scholarship money to the winners, and the winner of the culinary program went on to compete nationally, which was very exciting as well. This is another opportunity for you as a member to get engaged, to come volunteer, meet the students, and invest in the future of the industry. This is another program that we host once a year, our Hospitality Career Summit, and we brought in 200 students from 9 different schools. We work in 15, but 9 different schools participated this year, and they brought in their students to learn about how to develop their career. They met with HR professionals. The photo on the left, they're learning how to shake hands, how to make eye contact, how to make a good impression. We're talking about interview skills. They participated, the bottom left photo, they're learning about mocktails and taste and pairing, and how do you pair food with beverages, or beverages with food, or both. And then we had some career tables as well. The other photo where students could come, if they were looking for a summer job, they could have an interview on the spot, or they could apply. And if not, they just got practice interacting with our members, with business owners, and making connections and networking. We also have a jobs board. So if you are looking for employees, you can go ahead and post your jobs there. And we send those out to Employ Rhode Island, and they kind of kick them out from their end. We can also perform kitchen audits. So if you've had struggles maybe with the Department of Health and you're trying to figure out how you can have a better visit next time, we can come in and conduct an educational kitchen audit for you. And then let me also explain next our Hospitality Training Academy and Help Desk. There we go. So these are resources that live on our membership portal. If you're a new business starting out and you don't have an employee handbook, we have one for you. You can download it, edit it, kind of gives you a place to start. If you're not sure if you're compliant with American with Disabilities Act guidelines, there's resources for you there as well. Here are a few examples of emails that we send out from our Education Foundation, typically related to workforce and training. So last year, the state of Rhode Island had an internship program where they would pay students to go out and work for a business. The business was not paying them, the state was paying them, but our members that hired an intern or hosted an intern could have a 6 to 8 week employee working 20 to 35 hours a week. So that's an example of the kind of information that we send out. Next, let's chat about our savings program. I usually say this is like a AAA membership, but for hospitality businesses. So you're already paying for energy. Sprague Energy, our partner there, will offer a discounted rate to lock in electricity. So you're not, your bills aren't kind of falling subject to the volatility of the market. You can lock in a rate 6 months, a year, 2 years, so you can budget and kind of have an idea of what you're going to be paying. The Help Group is our partner for insurance, and they can assist you with all of your insurance needs. One of those is Beacon Mutual, which is workman's comp. Beacon Mutual has a shared earnings program for our members. If things have gone well for you and you haven't had claims, at the end of the year, they will write you a check, kind of as a thank you for being a great employer and keeping a safe environment. Over the last 4.5, 5 years, Beacon Mutual has paid back $500,000 to our members. $500,000, it's a lot of money. Health Source Rhode Island is a partner for healthcare. Healthiest You is a telehealth program. If you can't afford to offer healthcare, maybe you can afford to offer $9 per employee per month for telehealth. This will give your employees access to a pharmacy, to a doctor on their phone or like a FaceTime call, mental health coaching and counseling. If your child has an earache on a Saturday night and you don't want to go to the ER, you can get a prescription for them there. So that is Healthiest You. Hospitality Mutual Insurance offers liquor liability. They offer up to a 20% discount for our members, as does BMI for music licensing, 20%. Adesso offers a few different programs we'll get into in a moment, and Napier, they are our 401k partner. So a huge benefit, this is fairly new to the association. We have an umbrella program where we pay for a 401k service that you can offer to your employees at no cost to you. So it's an umbrella program, we pay the annual fees, and you can offer this, whether you decide to offer a match or just access to a 401k, that's up to you, but there are no annual fees. Here are just a few examples of members that have saved and what they've saved. So I'll just leave this slide here for a moment to read through. All right, moving on. Adesso has a program, Employee Retention Credit. This was birthed out of the pandemic. And it's basically a program that will reward you for keeping folks on your payroll. Most people have done this already, but if you haven't, Adesso makes it really simple, and they do the work for you. There's also the FICA tip credit. A lot of business owners don't know about this. So either talk to your accountant and see if you're already filing this tax credit. If not, Adesso can help and support you there. Maggie Longo works with the Small Business Development Center, and she works out of our office every Tuesday. She is a professional in the hospitality industry, has run her own restaurants. So she can help, free business consultant, whether it's menu development, you have HR questions, you want to understand how to read your P&L better, but you don't really want to ask these questions maybe publicly. She can meet with you, fully secure. She's not telling us who she's meeting with, what she's discussing. She's just truly here as a resource to you. Years ago, as a restaurant owner, you were competing against a restaurant across the street. It's different now. Now we're competing against the Amazons of the world, against the cannabis industry, and other industries are able to offer a lot of benefits because their margins are a lot bigger. So we know this and we get this, and that's why we have programs like this to support you so you can offer a well-rounded employment experience to your employees. From time to time, we will get grants for things like free alcohol training, which we currently have. In the past, we've gotten free bus passes. So we've been able to offer our members a free bus pass that they can pass on to their employees. Just another kind of savings opportunity. And here's Sprague, which we already talked about. A few other non-traditional benefits. We have a scholarship program. Thank you to Al Zanella. If you have an employee that's looking to pursue education in the hospitality industry, we would love to receive an application from them and to support them in their ongoing education. Scholarships are up to $5,000 per employee. And we also have an employee relief fund. So for employees who have fallen on hard times from an unexpected hardship, financial, or whatever, we would like to be able to support them. Last year, in 2023, we provided just under $60,000 in financial assistance to RIHA member employees. All right, we're almost to the end now. Going on to communication. The main way that we communicate is through email, but we're also on social media. We have our text alert system, and we are a phone call away. We are an extension of your team, so please pick up the phone and call us if you have a specific question or problem. Like I said, we're basically an extension of your team with a time dedicated to do things and research things and look into things that we know that you simply don't have time for. These are our email communications. We send them out topically so you can subscribe or unsubscribe to whatever interests you. So if you're really curious about workforce and hiring, but not so much about legislation, you can kind of basically just pick what you'd like to receive from us. This is where we are on social media, and everything that we've talked about today lives in our membership portal. This is a picture of the portal. Everything lives under member exclusive resources, and when you join, you get a login to our portal. The last thing that we're going to cover is our events. So we have several events every year. Our busy event seasons are spring and fall, because we know how busy you are in the summer just running your business. But these are just a few photos from educational events that we've had, networking events that we've had, our annual award ceremony, our golf outing and such. And this is a copy or just a few events, kind of a highlight of some of our 2024 events. And I think that's pretty much it. That brings us to the end. So we are here for you to support you as you run your business. Please reach out with questions. Otherwise, thank you so much for sticking with me and for learning about Rhode Island Hospitality Association.